Hey guys, Chris here. I am going to show you a recipe I've been liking for the last bit of bread and butter pickles. So we're going to go through, I have 4 pounds of cucumbers I've peeled. If you have the nice English hothouse cucumbers, you don't have to peel them. These ones were just the standard ones. The skins were a little bit waxy and kind of tough. So I've done those. Cue them off. We have 4 cups of diced onions, 1 whole diced jalapeno, a couple bay leaves, 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 2 tablespoons of yellow mustard seeds, 1 teaspoon of celery seeds, and 6 cloves. Then I have ½ cup of salt, 4 cups of sugar, 4 cups of apple cider vinegar. So, and then, of course, because I'm going to can these and have these be shelf stable, I have sanitized all this stuff in my canning pot over here. I got all of my jars and lids sanitizing. You want to boil them for at least 10 minutes at a good rolling boil, and then you want to make sure that they keep them in there till the last minute when you're going to can them, because 1, that'll keep them sanitary, 2, and sterile, but also you'll reduce the risk of having any type of thermal shock on the glass. So you can either use a knife to slice these about an 1/8 inch slice, or you can use a nice fancy Japanese mandolin. I just push the blade all the way down. Do watch out because these things are really sharp, so we'll just go through these really quick. When we get to the bottom, you kind of want to watch out for those. Alright guys, so I swapped out with a different pot, just seeing everything. I just want to make sure I have plenty of room in my pot, because once we are all get everything boiling, you want to let it boil for up to 180 for like at least 90 minutes, so or 90 seconds. So we're going to put our cucumbers in. Right there. Jalapenos, and if you don't like spice, you don't have to put jalapenos in. Put onions, there's onions. Add the salt, add our sugar, and celery seed, mustard seeds, bay leaves, turmeric, clove, the apple cider, and we're going to bring this guy to a boil. At this point too, I'll kind of give it a stir, just so that way it can all start to solidify. And I'm gonna add to about just 2 cups of water. So there we go. And we'll let that come to a boil. That's what it looks like right now. So we got that boiling. Got our pots and the ladle I'll be using. That's simmering, so we'll get that nice and hot and boiling, and then we will go from there. All right, guys, so we've got everything. We got our bacon crispy. We got our tortillas simmering, simmered in the sauce. We got our eggs poached. We got the beans done. So now we're gonna go on to the plating. So with poached eggs, I think we're gonna leave that one in. All right, so we have our pickles been boiling. We got it up to 185. So we're gonna skim any of that foam right there. Got those guys. I just turned it down, so they've been boiling. So what we'll do is just gonna take any of that foam that is in there. You're gonna just scrape that off. Get that off. So we got that. Okay. So turn this down. Now we're gonna go grab, guys. Be careful at this point because these things are toasty hot. That's why it's nice to have these tongs. I do try and still hold onto them just to make sure they don't slip and you break some glass. So just dump that water back in there. These guys are nice and warm. We got our lid magnet. So, and this should make right at about 6 quarts. So we'll grab these guys, set them right there. Grab that. Gotta add an extra ring in there. So now we got those guys. Now we're gonna take our funnel and just gonna drop them in. At this point too, I kind of will go for more mixing the cucumbers in and leaving the liquid kind of out, so you can make sure we have an even mix. We might just get like 4, it looks like. Yeah, so I was wrong. Looks like this recipe is going to make about 3 quarts. That's what we're probably going to get. And I think we will just, I think this last one I will not be canning. I'll just put into the fridge. So that's the other option that you can do with these guys if you're not looking to have these be shelf stable, is you can take and just put these into a clean container, then let them cool down and put them into the fridge. So I do have a little bit left, but I think I will just, we're gonna fill up those, just fill that up with those. So now we've got that. Let me grab little paper towels. What I like to do is just go around that rim. Just wipe the interior, exterior. Now, take it like that, and we're going to go back into your canning pot. You don't want to go too super tight. You want to make sure that it is tight. So, and boom. It's also good to give it a quick tap, get any of those air bubbles out. See that guy? We're going to add just a little bit more liquid. Okay. This guy in. Okay. So at this point, I got it back in my canning pot. You want about 1 to 2 inches, preferably 2 inches of water above the cans. Then you're gonna boil this for me up here, I'm at 7,000 feet elevation. I'm gonna go for 15, maybe even 20 minutes of boil time. And the time is once it comes to a boil, not when you drop it in the pot. So once it comes to a rolling boil, you can hit it into, you start your timer and you go from there. At sea level up to I believe about 5,000 feet, it's 10 minutes. And this is also why it's important to keep the jars sanitized in the water before and hot. This way, if you dropped a cold mason jar in there, it would crack and you would have wasted all the time. So I will see you guys in about 20 minutes, half an hour.